Hey y'all, hello.
Hello.
Going on? Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Of course, we are here to talk about Zatima season 2B. Okay, episodes 15 and 16. Child, I don't know, EJ. I'm curious to hear your take because we haven't got to talk about this episode, but I don't know if I was just being like nitpicking or I was being annoyed with a lot of people and a lot of things that I was seeing going on. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Let
That's
me
what's
see
up.
who we got in the chat. Um, hey, what's up, Renee Beckham? Thank you for coming through. Oh shoot, the VMAs is on. I didn't even know because I don't keep up with awards no more the way I used to. What's going on, Monique 69? Thank you for joining us. I had no clue that the VMAs was on. What's up? Dawn Walton, thank you for joining us. I used to take those things. I didn't even know it was none on. Is there anybody good up here?
Hey,
uh,
Michelle. Hey, Don. Hey, Tika
Shannon.
Boo.
Hey, Tika.
Candy.
These comments are going fast, y'all. Sorry. What's up, Zaria? Kenzie Love, did you make a new page? I was asking you that last night.
Yeah, she did. She had to get a new thing because it
Oh, okay.
was
Because,
on her
yeah, I
other.
know I had her as one of my mods, and I was like, I don't see the little wrench no more. I said, maybe she made a new one.
Yeah, I
Hey,
had to re-add her as a mod because she was.
okay. Yeah. But thank you all for joining tonight. What did everybody think about this episode?
Um, that was cool. I mean, I don't. I usually get to rewatch everything, but trying to remember everything that was going on in these particular episodes. One thing stands out to me that I was like a little, but it was good. It was cool. It was cool. It's all starting to come together.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
Eunice.
Trying to see something.
Okay.
Um, yes, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. But of course, the first thing we saw was it was all a dream. Okay.
All dream.
So EJ was right about that. Last song we was like, is this one of those, where bam, thank you, ma'ams? Is this mean we getting back together? Is it a dream? So we got our answer on that. And it was hilarious to me that he wakes up from the dream with the phone ringing and he over here talking about some Fatima. Now I'm saying, wouldn't you have her number when you know if it's her calling or not? Like I was confused with that part. And it
Yeah.
ended up being Zagon Bryce. Which by the way, I was like, really? With the whole what's my name? And
But
no,
yeah,
it's
that was
not.
crazy. That was one of those crazy moments that I was talking about too. Like, I'm like, dang.
I might have to try to set my DVR to record that awards in case I do feel like watching them one day. I don't keep up with the awards no more. I honestly don't
Yeah.
be knowing they even on.
I just go on YouTube and look at any performances that I may have already
Mm-hmm.
seen, but that's it. I don't
Yeah.
even actually look at them no more.
Mm-hmm.
Me
So,
too, Monique. I'm glad it was a
I
darn
was
dream
glad
too.
that it was a dream. I'm glad that, Fatima held it down. Or so I listen. I got mixed feelings. I'm glad about that part, but then I was a little frustrated with the next thing. But before we jump to that, of course, Bryce calls him again about this whole we got this opportunity as a business deal. You shouldn't turn it down. Why you want to turn it down? We gonna keep hearing about it. Is it because of the kids? I'm so damn tired of hearing that. I'm tired of the Zach having to tell him 10,000 times that he don't want to do this deal. Is annoying me. It's one of the things that annoys me about Zach because I feel like he don't know how to say no either and stand on his things and just like say what he means. Sometimes he puts himself into predicaments because just lack of communication and just saying what the hell you mean, sticking to it and calling it a day.
Exactly.
And then when he gets off the phone with him, of course he calls Fatima, gets her voicemail, and then calls Angela. And Angela's just like, please stop calling my damn phone. Like,
Like, please stop. Like, if she want to talk to you, she'll talk to you. If she want to call you back, she'll call you back. Zach is just being a bugaboo. How he working on
mm-hmm.
himself and he keep calling her? I don't understand. Stop, Zach. Stop.
Yeah, he did say that, Sherry, which never made any sense to me. Um, Candy Mom said she was hoping that it wasn't.
Wrong,
Oh
Candy. You
God.
didn't get your wish this time, boo boo.
So then we get here and we seeing these two laying in the bed, y'all. And don't look like she did anything with him, right? We just
Mm.
wanted to have company, I guess, and comfort. But child, I'm sorry, y'all. This is just a pet peeve of mine. This probably didn't bother a lot of other people, but I was so distracted, I really couldn't even concentrate on what they were saying. Even though later he said something that irritated the hell out of me. I gave him the same side, the same face for team of me, gave him the same face, the same side. I know he trying to clean it up. We talking more about that in a minute. But the fact he was laying in this bed with these clothes on irritated the hell out of me. I don't like no street clothes on my damn bed. So I was pissed with that. I'm like, no, we not in the bed with our street clothes we don't been in the streets with. No, sir. And then he
Yeah.
looked way too big for this bed, but
I was gonna say that part.
oh God.
Yeah,
What you
that
thought
part.
about this, EJ?
Girl, it was a lot going on. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was giving Paul the side eye. Then, when he gave his explanation, I actually
Mm-hmm.
understood where he was coming from. But for a
Mm-hmm.
second, I was like, "Oh, damn, Paul, you done fucked up. I mean, you done messed up. Like, dang." But then, when
Mm-hmm.
he said what he said, I was like, "You know what? That actually does make sense in a way because you've been spinning your wheels this entire time anyway. Like, you've known that this really was going nowhere." So you taking
Mm-hmm.
the time to get to know her, you were just putting that on yourself. Like, you literally are doing this to yourself because you knew and saw the hold that Zach had on her. And you even
Right.
said, what relationship what breakup are y'all on? So
Mm-hmm.
you knew that there was this big possibility. So even though I felt for him at the same time, I'm like, bro, you already knew this. So I wouldn't have been taking the time to get to know her in the beginning. Like, that would have been a hard no for
Exactly.
me because
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to hurt me because of the potential that we could be. And now
Right.
we can't be because I can't even fully get your attention. I can't fully get to know you. I can't fully nothing because of this. And I'm literally a rebound. Who wants to be a rebound? Even though he was like, you
Mm-hmm.
can use me. He didn't mean that shit. He didn't mean it.
Exactly. That's why I was like, why are we playing games? I'm kind of mad at both of them because we both adults, right? We responsible for ourselves. We know what we getting into. He literally have seen her basically every time her and Zach either have an argument or since they've been broke up. You had him come into the damn spot where y'all was at on y'all date. Y'all couldn't even enjoy that. You see everything that's going on, so it's not a situation where you don't know or she's hiding it from you. But I kind of felt like Fatima, you got some blame here too, because like, why is he even upstairs? Like, once we decided 2 times in a row that we was not taking it there when we was on the couch, I'm trying to figure out how y'all ended up upstairs with him talking about you tossed and turned all night. I was trying to hold you,
You
and she
calling
talking
out his
about her neck
name.
hurting. You was calling out his name like I could not be laying there and you calling out somebody else's name. I'm
I would have
sorry.
left. I ain't gonna lie. Paul is too good of a guy for me because I would have left. If I'm a dude, I'm like, man, forget this. She cute and all that stuff, but I got to go. That's what I would have been if I was a guy. I would have been like, I can't do it. Not after she
Yeah,
calling the
yeah,
name out.
that's a bit much, and it's too soon. Like you know that this is a fresh breakup. It ain't weeks, it ain't months. They literally just
Exactly.
been in the midst of it. So yeah, because at first I was mad at what he said, but when he did break it down, what he was saying made sense. But it just was like one of those things where you already knew this, and then he says, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a break or whatever, take a step back." And I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty much what y'all should have been doing from the beginning. Like right now, Fatima needs to be focusing on Fatima, to be
Exactly.
honest.
Exactly. You are absolutely right. The same way that I say Zach needs to focus on himself, Fatima needs
Hmm.
to focus on herself and allow Zach the time to do what he needs to do. But she also know that she don't want to be with nobody else but Zach at this point. Like this is
Hmm.
something that she knows. So if you already know this, then why even bring somebody else into the mix trying to hurt Zach, because we already done figured out that he didn't sleep with the girl. So what's even the point now? There's no
Hmm.
point. You're just using him to fill time. And I don't think that that's right on her part, for her to use him like that, even though he's allowing it. But I also think it
Hmm.
goes both ways. This
Hmm.
should have just been like a conversation. It's like, look, I'm just using you. He knows it, but she could have said something too. She could have been like, look, you seem to be into me and I don't want to mislead you. This is not gonna go anywhere ever. Like it
Right.
was straight up and
Right.
not like a teeter, like you just like a placeholder. So I wasn't feeling that either. That they just need to get their shit
Yeah.
together, both of them.
Now, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I probably was nitpicking a lot of things. This wasn't a big thing though. It wasn't even about them, but it was just funny to me. You see
Mm-hmm.
her spread out in the bed, then all of a sudden he come downstairs. I didn't really like this whole Angela talking about some, oh, you doing the walk of shame, and then he like, no, we didn't even do nothing. Like we didn't need no announcements with that. Y'all could have just been like, how about? But I was trying to understand how Fatima was just laid out on the bed, and before he could even make it out the door, she creeping down the stairs fully dressed. I
Exactly.
was like, girl, how you got up and got dressed and got down the stairs? But
Angela
not
always doing the most.
really. Yeah, she be too nosy for me sometimes. I'm sorry. She was
Mm-hmm.
asking a little bit too many questions with this part too. I was like,
Exactly.
like
Hey, Savannah.
you don't need to tell all of that. Hey Savannah, how are you?
And then here she go again being nosy. This the part that got me, girl. I was like, girl,
Yes.
you being way too nosy. Like between and then I understand, this your girlfriend and all that, but I just feel like there are some things that we don't need to cross the line with. It'd be different if her and Zach had just started dating and this was like fresh, but now they in a full blown relationship and a full blown breakup. Why we asking about this man wanker now? That's all I want to know. This is just so
Yes.
crazy to me.
Yes.
Like
That part.
I
That
would have
part.
been okay if it was at the beginning, at the very beginning when they first met, because that's not uncommon for
Mm-hmm.
women to talk about stuff like that. But now we in a whole like it's
Mm-hmm.
different. It's just too much.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Who's bigger and all of that? Yeah, no, we don't need to talk about that. Thank
Exactly,
you,
and you know that
Savannah,
you been
so much. We
sleeping
appreciate the support. Thank you for
Hey,
joining the membership.
Savannah.
I ain't got nothing going on in there yet, but I will. um, yeah, it's too much with all of that, and of course, we find out that okay, got that
Zach
same
attack
thing.
was a Zach attack. That's why Connie out here acting crazy. That
Mm-hmm.
thing be singing.
Exactly. Oh God, I was like, nah, y'all doing too much with that. Y'all doing too much. She said that for Fatima watch. Listen, I don't know because I don't know how you
Because
watch
it was quick,
that
wasn't it?
damn fast.
It was quick, wasn't it, Monique? It was so quick. I was like, dang, girl, you didn't change clothes and everything. Okay.
Angela's the queen of doing too much. Yes.
Too much. Exactly, girl.
So then we get Zach on this exercise bike and he get interrupted. When they in them, you want to talk about this, DJ? I don't even know.
Girl, so Zach is exercising and Nate comes not Nate, Tony
Tony,
knocks on
right?
the door
Yeah.
acting like he's the one that's there, but we know that Nate is somewhere lurking behind them.
That's
So of
why Zach
course
kept saying, "Who with you?"
exactly. Of course, he lets him in, and then here come old Nate. But in this moment right here, I was a little bit proud of Zach. I felt like he told Nate something that what he needed to hear. Like he finally needed to say it. I feel like too many times Nate has been disrespectful and he just kind of allows it and lets it go on. But this time he actually says something, and even though we know Nate is going to continue to throw those little slugs, at least Zach finally said something. That was the part that I liked about this particular scene. What does his penis?
Oh God.
Exactly, Candy. I'm loving that
Mm-mm-mm.
logo, girl. I can't wait till this channel come out. Which Don said, "Ain't no black man want to gonna stay with no woman calling someone else's name. I would have left hard. Yep,
Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Sorry, he definitely gonna continue because he don't learn. Like, but I was glad that Zach said something. But we know that Nate gonna keep going because that's what he
Oh
do.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, and then the part of their conversation, just to go back for a minute, was him even saying to them of like them getting therapy, and they was making fun of that and saying, "Oh, just because you seen the doctor one time, and I ain't got no issues." And Zach basically gave him the breakdown, like, really? How about you cheating on your wife, you with the daggone girl next door, you sleeping on Tony couch, you still want to say you don't got no issues? Should I go on? So yeah, he ain't gonna grow up until he ready to. And of course, he was also letting him know what we already know. So I didn't understand why we needed a special trip for that about Belinda and that whole thing. So now
Exactly. I guess he
Angela
wanted
comes
to
in.
say that he confirmed it, like, because he
Right.
looked at the computer. Maybe he was like 100%. Because remember, they were
Mm-hmm,
kind of
sure.
teetering because she kept lying about it. So now that
Right.
he saw it on the computer, now he can say it 100% that he knows.
Mm-hmm.
So now, do right. Leave that girl alone. I can't stand Belinda. She can kick rocks.
Yeah, I can't either. I thought it was funny that her and Angela was kind of matching, but Angela comes over to tell her now. Maybe one of y'all could fill in the blinks for me with this because Angela tells her, like, I know you had it on your computer. Then she was saying, no, she didn't. But then it was like, well, how you know? And then she goes, oh, Nate, he came over here and, did me just so he could sneak and look on the computer and find it. And Angela was confused, like, huh? So you did do it, So she didn't get it from him, obviously. And then I was thinking, well, we know Fatima was doing the whole investigation because a lot of us wanted, that to be closed up. And she was saying she was looking into it anyway and she was going to find out. So I was even thinking she heard it from Fatima, but then we see her go to Fatima later. So I'm still confused as to how she knew. Was she just bluffing? I
I
don't
think
know.
she was trying to get the information from her. I think she was trying to give her friend the opportunity to tell her the truth. Like, did you do it or did you
Mm-hmm.
not do it? Because she believes that she did it, but she just want her friend to tell her the truth. Because remember, she said she keeps saying she didn't do it. She hasn't confessed to it until just now, and now that she caught up and she knows that Nate was found out about it, she trying to put it together. But the truth of the matter is that you just told on yourself because her and Nate not even cool like that. So why would you? But then again, Nate could have went and told Zach, and then Zach could have told Fatima. So I get why she thought that maybe it got out the bag that way, but she just got caught up. She needs to tell the truth anyway. It is what it is. You did that
Yeah.
bull. Own up to it. You done it. Shoot, it is what it is.
Yeah. Tika said this bitch. Shaking my head, Belinda. The only good thing they did was search and find the truth. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, I never was feeling Belinda or Nate for that matter from the beginning, but I did give him credit when it came to that. Candy Love says Belinda needs her ass kicked. Yeah, she can go for that too. uh, um. So yeah,
Exactly,
she
Tara.
basically finally, admitted it and then tried to blame it on shrooms. That was just like, whatever.
She just be needing somebody else to blame for stuff at the end of the day. After she realized she done some effed up stuff, now she needs somebody else. She needs something to be the blame. Not that I'm just a horrible individual who did a horrible
Mm-hmm.
thing. I was jealous in the moment. You could have just said, "Listen, I was jealous at the moment. I was mad at the moment, so I did the one thing that was gonna hurt her the most, and that's what I did. I did something out of spite." And that to me is more of a, like, if we're friends, if you just be truthful and honest and be like, look, I did this because I was mad as hell, I did it out
Mm-hmm.
of spite, especially if you still trying to keep at least this friend, because Fatima gone. But if you
Mm-hmm.
want to keep at least me, who you didn't technically do anything to, but I need to know who your character is if I even want to continue to be friends with you, because we got, there's a split in the friendship right now. I'm friends with this one, but you not,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. How I'm gonna be friends with you when I know that you can do this to your friend, and then you can't even be honest with me and take accountability for it? Exactly. So,
Exactly. Hell no. Yeah, she definitely don't have no accountability whatsoever.
hey
She's a
Moochie,
clown. Savannah.
Bumbleclot.
Oh, what's up, Gucci? Coming
Ew.
through. Yeah, so at this point, of course, Fatima gets the call, and Raggedy behind Asia still basically, put through that lawsuit that she kept talking about. She kept asking, did she get served yet? So she, just basically end up getting served with those papers. So now she knows about that. And of course, Angela comes up at the same time. And she just like she don't know who she playing with.
Child, no, not at all. Deja be on my nerves. Just doing the
Mhm.
most. Just doing the most. I said maybe she didn't get a chance to retract the paperwork. Maybe it was already in motion because she didn't ask
Mhm.
like a gazillion times.
Yeah,
Maybe she
yeah.
had a chance to pull it back.
That's what I'm thinking because once Nate spoke to her, she did kind of go like, "Damn, you right." When he was telling her like, "You're not gonna be able to win this case," and you know what kind of lawyers she would pull out and all of that. So I'm thinking she probably just didn't get a chance to, you know, retract it or whatever, like you said. And now Fatima done got the papers and she got her lawyer on the move.
Oh goodness gracious, that's gonna be a hot mess.
hmm So of course, we had Mama show up too. We find out that her and Fatima are supposed to go out, for lunch, something that they used to do on a regular. Apparently, they haven't done it in a minute. Yes, y'all, please hit the like, hit the share. Okay, definitely
You gotta say it how
appreciate it.
Moochie said.
I know I can't say it like
Hit
her,
the
but I
like,
wish I
hit
had been
the
able to say it. I'm
share.
like,
Put us up in that algorithm. Ow.
yes, definitely appreciate it. And if anybody's watching from Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, we appreciate you too. I hate how Angela straddles the fence. Yes, between Fatima and Belinda. Yes, like make a decision. Belinda is the worst person, Deja and her. Yes, I agree. That's why I like sometimes I give Angela the side eye a little bit because for me, just knowing how I am with relationships and people that I deal with, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And if both of y'all is two people that I'm cool with, but I see you done did some grimy mess to one of our other friends that we supposedly been rocking with for years, I'm gonna call you out on that. It's not cool. It's not okay. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it or in between. So that's what makes me give her the side eye.
Well,
From
at
what
least
we
y'all
saw
know
with
it's
her
not
in the
right.
first season. Yeah.
Exactly. No, I wholeheartedly agree. Oh,
hmm
daddy.
So now, wait, did I skip something? I don't
Mm-mm,
even
that
know.
was
Yeah, I
it.
might be
After
missing. Okay.
that was the
So,
end of the
Daddy,
first
go ahead
episode.
and give Zach a call. What did you think about that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, we know that the daddy has been caping for this. He sees that his daughter is hurt and he just wants her to be happy, and he feels like if if they have something, an example to see, that maybe they can move on. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they can move forward. He just doesn't want him to give up. He don't want Zach to give up too early, and he don't want to see his daughter unhappy because he knows that clearly his daughter loves this man, but he just needs to get it together. And I think that they want to make sure that Zach knows that, that, and even though he didn't do anything, that it was his wife, they're still a united front. They're still one when it's all said and done. And I think he just wants Zach to know that they're sorry about the things that was said, about how it all went down. And I think they just want to do over is how I saw it. But
Okay.
I like the daddy. The daddy cool.
Yeah, I like him. He seems cool. But Mama, I ain't gonna lie, this kind of threw me off with her. Like, I don't really know. I mean, I get it. She was explaining herself and saying that at the end of the day, she doesn't want to be the cause of Fatima not being happy or being with the person that she loved. I'm assuming that Daddy probably went home and was getting on her some more, and they conversated about it and things of that nature. Because when he initially came to Zach, it was almost like he was apologizing for her. But as far as the last conversation that we actually see Mommy and Daddy have, she was basically like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that they broke up and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it's like it's a good thing it happened. Basically, like he wasn't
Yeah.
the right one type of thing. So I was kind of like, it felt kind of funny to me that she was kind of pushing so hard. Now we want to tell Fatima about coming over for this dinner and talking and Zach being there too and all of this stuff. And we want to go back into, the relationship with her dad. So what did you think about their conversation?
I just think that it's exactly what you said. Her and Papa Henry done had a conversation, and he done reminded her of where they were and what they've been through and what their relationship was like, and that it wasn't all peaches and cream either, and that she needs to give Zach a little more grace. Is probably how that conversation went. And once
Mm-hmm.
reminded, she realizes that at the end of the day, would she want somebody stopping her from happiness? Like, would she have
Right.
wanted somebody to try to come between that? And does she really want to be the blame for this? Or is she going to let this play out the way it should without any type of involvement from her or anybody else outside for that matter? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, she can't speak for everybody else, but you know what I'm saying? For herself, like just the outside involvement. So that's
Right.
what I think.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy about that though. I think she said that there with this part where it was like, well, why the heck did y'all do that? Now he's gonna think I sent daddy there, or he's gonna think I'm asking for this, and it's like, no, we making it clear that you had nothing to do with
Nothing to do.
it. So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. I did appreciate them, having the one to one, but I also just was kind of like, okay, now we going really hard with this whole thing. So of course, Fatima was like, you ain't gonna take no for an answer, so I'm gonna have to come. But she ain't seemed like she was too happy about it. hmm
Yeah.
So again, this I just didn't understand why was we here. Why was Zach even bother coming to meet him when he already has said that he does not want anything to do with this whole project?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I need Zach to put his foot down. I need Zach to when no means no. Like if you're going to say no, just mean it and keep going. You already know what your financial situation is. You know that you only have 1.5 left.
I'm
You know
sorry,
how
y'all.
quickly it seems like it's a lot, but we know how quickly that could go. He is not in any financial situation to be putting in money that he doesn't have. He got babies on the way. He got all types of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So why are we here, Paul? Like, why are we even doing this? Not Paul, Bryce. I'm thinking about Paul because he's about to pop up. But why are we even doing this? Is my whole thing with Zach. Like, I just didn't understand what was the point of even showing up just to say no. You've already said no a gazillion times. The answer is just no. And I don't like how Bryce been pushing this on him. This is irritating me. Bryce is starting to get on my nerves for real, for real. Savannah says Zach needs to grow up a little bit more. Absolutely. This definitely showed that Zach still has a lot to do when it comes to growth because, like, literally, if you know that you cannot invest in something, why are you even taking the time out to show up to look at the investment? Because that shows that maybe there's a possibility. When if my answer is a hard no, then my answer is just a hard no. And let's move on from that. I'm not even going to show up. I'm going to tell you no over the phone, like I already told you, and no, I'm not gonna come look at it. No, I'm not finna show up. No, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Period. Like it's just that simple. But he be doing the most. Let's see. Uh Let's see. Shari said, I always thought that the mom was just putting in a strong exterior image in Zach's presence when they first met. I can certainly agree with that for sure. Eunice said, I believe that the mom apologized for Zach to Zach mean more to Zach than Fatima. Definitely. I think that that in order for them to move on, that apology had to happen. Fatima did
Sorry, y'all. My
everything
laptop was
to see
about to
Zach.
die. I didn't even realize it wasn't plugged in all that time.
You
Um,
fine, girl. I just been sitting up here rambling and so yeah.
yeah, I didn't yeah, I just yeah, that part annoyed me. I was like, this is what causes him a lot of his issues because we could have just said no and been over this. And like I said, tired of hearing Bryce keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. It did make me laugh when he was like, why you being so loud? And he called him loose lips. That gave me a little chuckle. But of course, this was the other part that gave the side eye. Because I was like, what is going on here? Tyler be playing in our face, okay? when what's her name again? How the hell I forget her name? Shady
Valerie.
Val. Yeah.
Valerie.
when she talking about some honey to Paul and Paul over here at the daggone site. I was like, what? And here goes that. What? Honey?
Yeah.
That's her
I mean,
husband?
yeah, I was giving the side eye too. I was like, really? I said, did we really have to go here? Why couldn't we just have this one good guy? And then when the scene kind of unfolded, I was like, oh, my bad. I take it back. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know why we had to do all of that. And I couldn't remember whether he ever mentioned being married before or whatever. But nonetheless, Zach, pretty much just told Bryce, like, I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna tell her. No, we ain't waiting for you to tell her. I'm gonna let her know that we ain't interested in this. And then here he go. Who's that over there? I said, yo, Zach is a damn fool. I swear.
Okay. Zach thought he had it. Zach was like,
Mhm.
yes, I got it. But
Right.
it wasn't even what he thought it was. I just like how Paul just kind of told it like it was. And you could tell, honestly, I didn't hear Paul call her honey. I heard her call him honey.
Right.
But
Mhm.
I don't even know if Paul really feeling that. Paul probably needs to get it together and be like, look, stop calling me honey. Don't be confused. Don't be this too confusing.
Yeah, because
But
I'm pretty sure if Fatima was out with him and she heard that honey, she wouldn't be really feeling that either. And he,
mm-hmm.
she said, "Oh, that's something we do with each other because we still cool." And Zach was like, "Okay, yeah, that's weird, but you're right. I didn't hear him, say it back to her." But that part made
Mm-hmm.
me laugh a little bit.
He seemed way more committed to it than he did. But I was just like, okay, that's just awkward. But I do believe that people can still be friends when they're exes. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he
you know,
definitely thought he scored on that one. He was like, "Wait a minute, a whole married man out here? Oh hell no!" So,
yes,
um,
sorry. Yeah, absolutely, girl. I was in a whole 180 and then I had to pull it back.
yeah, I definitely was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, of course, Tyler gotta just play in your face for a minute." So,
Mhm.
of course, we done told her we not gonna go for this deal. Now, I can't remember how much Zach started out with, but I know he said he got 1.5 left, so he wasn't trying to put up no 500,000. That's I also kind of was a little confused when he told Bryce, I don't trust your judgment. So that's why I don't want to go on in on this. It has nothing to do with the whole kissing thing. Please stop bringing that up. Stop talking about it. Um, I don't necessarily know why he doesn't trust his judgment because as far as the business end of things, I don't never remember Bryce telling him about something with the business that was bad. He actually seemed like he was good when it came to that. So that
Exactly.
was kind of random to me. But other than that, he just basically was telling because Paul, asked to speak to him. He's like, no, for what? But then he says he going Bryce over here talking about, well, should I stay? Should I help? Like, if there's power to who's around, I'm like, what the hell are you supposed to do, Bryce? And he told him get out of here before he fall on the tools with his loose lips. So I was like, you know what, Zach, I can't. But what did you think about the conversation that Paul and Zach had? Was it even needed?
I don't think it was necessarily. I personally don't think it was necessarily needed, but maybe for Zach, the character,
Hmm.
maybe it was needed just because of who we know of the character. Maybe that was necessary. I still think it goes to show that Paul is just an overall. He's still trying to give
Yeah, I
Fatima
do
what he
remember
feels that
him.
that she needs at the end of the day, which is she wants Zach and she just wants Zach to come a certain way. And he really was trying to give him game and help him, but not Paul. But Zach is not going to see it as help. Zach is always going to see him as the kind of
Yeah,
trying to
I
give him
wouldn't
advice.
see it as help either, to be honest. Like nobody, how can I say it? Like I can't. They can't be somebody that I'm dealing with, and now you potentially are trying to deal with them, and you gonna tell me what they need. I'm not gonna hear that from you either, so I'm not even gonna be mad as that with that part, even
No,
though
I get
some of
it.
the stuff
He can't
that Paul was
accept it.
saying was definitely valid.
Yeah, he can't accept the advice from the
Mhm.
person that it's coming from, but we know
Mhm.
that even the last time the doctor that he gave, it
Yeah.
was still all good advice. It just is
Mhm.
from the person that it's from, but it
Mhm.
doesn't make it less good
Mhm.
advice. It's just
Right.
where it's coming from. He ain't gonna accept it from him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
And
was
I was
cool.
actually a little disappointed that we didn't see him go to no therapy session either one of these episodes. I'm just saying. I know it's
That's true.
supposed to be continued, but I hope we not just one therapy session, even though it was intense and a lot got exposed in that therapy. I hope we still getting more besides that. But of course, this is when Fatima sat down with the lawyer as far as Deja is concerned, and he's on top of that. And he also was telling her that she's gonna make a good lawyer one day. Make sure she go ahead and stick with it. Yeah, I do remember him mentioning that Fatima supposedly looked like his ex, but if he's talking about Val, they don't look alike to me. So only
Yeah,
maybe the complexions or something. I don't know what he was talking
I don't
about,
think
but
he was talking
I
about
don't
her. Look at
specifically remember him going into details.
Shari's comment because there was the mention of two. Look, go to the next comment,
Um, Wait, which
the
one?
one under
Okay.
Eunice's.
Paul mentioned having two ex. He never said if he was married to them or not. Okay. Yeah, I didn't remember him mentioning anything about marriage, but I
Yeah,
did remember him mentioning the ex.
yeah. He
So,
just never says he's that he was ever married.
yeah.
Which I don't know. I'm not giving them the side eye for that part of it because I don't
Mhm.
think I would start any conversations with, "Yo, hey, I was married." I don't know if I'm gonna start them like that, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
Hatima is over. It was short lived.
Um, so this is when she's basically coming to her to tell her about Belinda. So that's when, like I said, I was kind of like, well, I guess she was just trying to fill her out to see what she was gonna say, and
Yes.
she supposedly has taken the site down now. Um, and again, I just feel like everybody knew it was Belinda. That wasn't no shock. But then this, of course, starts a conversation where Fatima's just kind of like, why would she even do something like that? And then saying, why does it seem like both of them kind of have friends and people that just want her and Zach to be separated, and they get into a whole
Mhm.
conversation about that. Um, you had any thoughts where this was concerned?
Nah, she right. It do feel like people don't want them to be together. It feels like they're having to fight really, really hard for this relationship, and it feels more outside things are jumping in more than internal. It's both, but it does feel like they are fighting both ends of the stick. You know what I'm saying? They're fighting outside, they're fighting inside. So, you know, shit, this better be worth it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And then she was like, I must care about Belinda a little bit, because if I didn't, her ass would be out of here. Oh God. But she definitely don't want to be bothered with her no more. And she told, Angela, don't even try amending that. And Angela's like, nah, I got it now. You ain't got to worry about that from me. So, of course, we get to this dinner, and Mama done, cooked up this spread supposedly because Fatima kept correcting her, like, no, you're going to order it. You're going to have something delivered. And Daddy said, nah, for the first time in a long time, she done got in this kitchen and cooked. And Fatima
Okay.
was really surprised with that.
Okay. Yeah. I like
Mm-hmm.
this because I always been saying that mama got a little something in her too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, for her to be dating Fatima's dad and the way Fatima's dad sound, yeah, she wasn't always straight laced. But I liked
Mm-hmm.
hearing that, and I like the fact that
Mm-hmm.
they told them this story, and that Fatima gets to see a different side of her mom and sees that yeah, her mom has made mistakes, and that that these things, that at the end of the day these things happen, but they were willing to fight for their relationship and fight for their love and move through it, but it took a lot of work at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day. Honestly, I really wish that they had mentioned something about they went to therapy or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
then you don't know what time, what their time frame is. And sometimes people weren't really into therapy, like we're into
I
therapy.
think the dad did mention that that they did some type of couples therapy at one point. I guess after them both doing the different shenanigans, I think he did mention that somewhere in there.
Okay,
But
yeah, I might have missed it.
um, yes, I agree. Sherry was saying that Zach needs to commit to long term therapy. Listen, y'all know I talk about therapy all the time. I'm always
Mhm.
encouraging it. I'm always telling people to do it. I talk about self care, positive affirmations, all that different kind of stuff, and it's something that I talk to my friends and family about as far as my personal life. Okay, so whenever I see them showing those aspects in the shows, I actually like that they showing that because I know that is a big stigma around therapy and stuff like that. So I agree. Like Zach has a long road ahead of him as far as this is concerned. I understand that it started off kind of funny how he met the therapist and all of that kind of stuff. But I do think it took a lot for him to decide to go. I think it took a lot for him to confront his mother and all of that different kind of stuff. But I definitely would like to see it continued. And I even noticed that in this season, since we've been back, they've been emphasizing that Fatima has some type of therapy in her 20s and her even bringing her parents into it at one point. Because when we was
Mhm.
in season one and she was kind of going at Zach saying, you need help, I don't need no help. I was kind of getting ticked off with her saying that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why the heck we keep pointing out that he need help, but we saying we don't need none. So at least her saying that she's done some type of therapy on herself as well is like, oh, okay, so you have actually, at least experienced it for yourself too. So when it comes to that, I completely agree. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, I just missed it, guys, because I only got to look at this one time. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I didn't get to look at it
Yeah, I
both
didn't get to rewatch it either, and usually I do, but I felt like I remembered him saying that part because he listed off a lot of things. Because Mama was like,
times. Hmm.
"All right, now we about to get into some stuff," and she's like, "I think we gonna need another bottle of wine for this," because he went down a long list of things that happened. I was like, "Okay, now."
Yeah.
So apparently, Mama used to hold, little thing in her bag too, just like Fatima. Some of the things he was saying,
Okay.
Zach was like, sounds familiar, sounds familiar. But can I ask y'all, do y'all feel like this was what they were already wanting to talk to her about when they was like, we got to tell her?
That's
Or
what
do
I
y'all
think.
feel like it's something more than this?
I don't think there could be anything more. At first, I was like, I thought it was something about Zach, but then when they
Mm-hmm.
talked about this, I was like, well, because what else? What else?
Mm-hmm.
What makes? I mean, everything else is out the bag. Like
Right,
Zach
just
is
tell
pretty
her
much,
about.
it ain't nothing else you could really say that is about Zach at this point. So I felt like that's the only thing that it had to be. I just felt like how sometimes things
Mm-hmm.
are really worded badly. Sometimes I
Right.
feel like that maybe it was just worded badly initially to make us think
Mm-hmm.
that it was something that was
Right.
specifically about Zach, but it was more specifically about their situationship. That's the only thing I can see, because otherwise
Right.
it's throwing me off. It wouldn't make sense to me.
Right. Yeah. That's what I figured too. But yeah, we found out that Mama done cheated, and you know, she liked the bad boy life and all of that, and she felt like he was too much of a goody two shoes. And then she telling him to watch his language, and he like, "Girl, we were saying worse things than that." She's like, "All right, well, we ain't got to tell all of that." So I was laughing at that, Fatima like, "Man." Then we found out he said he had to get out there in the streets and show her how it was done. So we was kind of doing tit for tat, and he called off the wedding and all of this different type of stuff. And I think that's when he said, like them coming back together, doing the therapy, talking things out, working to see like, is this something we really want to try to fix and be able to move forward and mend and build a relationship after they finish with all their different shenanigans. And the
Yeah.
whole point of it was like to reference to Fatima and Zach, like if it's really something that's meant to be and that y'all want for real, then there is a way for y'all to make it work and move forward. But y'all both gotta want it and be adults and be in it and that type of thing. I had mixed feelings with this, but I got what they were going for.
What they were trying to do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
got what they were trying to do too. I felt like it kind of brings some closure to this little part of it. Maybe now Mama Tima can chill out, you know what I'm saying? And now that we know this part of the story, we know how their relationship existed. And now that Fatima knows how they kind of came together, then maybe, we know that she's still going to keep her hard line, which I'm
Mhm.
glad about. Like I didn't expect her to fold, but
Mhm.
I feel like at least she's going to be a little more open if she really wants to work on this relationship. She knows that there is sort of there's a happy ending to a story that's similar. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? In a way, because to me, Zach is the bad boy, which would be Fatima's daddy in this case, and Henry is the
Mhm.
good. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
still, if we're making real comparisons about it, but I guess the whole point of it is, without going left, is just that they had a happy ending to their story. There could be a happy ending to this
Mhm.
one if you put the work in and if you really want it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, they just, sat there and talked all this stuff out, and now we going to leave. And was it kind of like, was it kind of like it was one ear and out the other, or do you feel like, you know, well, as far as Fatima, I feel like she still was taking it in. Like, I heard y'all, I came here, all right, I did y'all damn dinner, but she also still trying to stand her ground, which I'm not mad at. And for Zach, I feel like he heard what they saying, but at the same time, he's still, you know, full speed ahead and trying to make sure that she know, like, I'm not trying to let you go. I still want to be with you. Da 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 da. So did we really hear what they said? Because you know how sometimes you hear, but you don't hear.
And
Like
then you don't
you
hear it.
talking
Yeah.
at each other, not to each other. Like if that
Nah.
makes sense.
Yeah. And Shari, yeah, same. I was trying not to say that exactly. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to upset I don't want to upset no Zach fans. But yeah, I that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, really, she was telling her to go to Paul. But I didn't want to say that because when she was telling the story, I said, shoot, Henry like Paul. Zach is like her daddy. I said, did you just tell him to go to Paul? But I was like, I know what they was trying to do. So I'm
Yeah.
a lead with what they were trying to
Yeah,
do.
because then Mama even said, and listen, y'all, I'm sorry, but sometimes with the struggle love, Tyler Perry like to throw that in there. But when Mama was at lunch with her, Mama even said, in the back of my mind, I always wonder, what if I would have stayed? What if I would have did it this way? Could he have changed? And I was kind of going, what? But I know that we like to throw the struggle in there, so I don't know.
Mhm.
It's kind of mixed messages at the same time. That's why I was like,
Exactly. It was. It was. And that's why I was like, okay, I know what they were going for. They didn't
mhm,
hit the home run with it, but we get what they was trying to do. It just felt like they was, doing the opposite to me. But you're right about Zach and Fatima as far as when they left out of the house. It was like she was still in, okay, I still got this hard line. You still ain't learned your lesson. And he was still in, I'm gonna fix it. I still
Right.
want you. I still, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you still trying to get her to go home with you. Like, never mind. I just can't. Zach is killing me with this thing. Like, everything equates to SCX to him, and it just irritates me so much with him. Like, we can't ever get past that.
Yeah, Monique said the world was a different time than now. That's true too. Yes, that is definitely true. Zach wanted Roxy. Who's Roxy?
Maybe that may be her friend name.
Oh, really? If they want struggle love, have them live in the projects raising three kids. Good
Exactly. That struggle
time.
love for real.
Mhm.
Good times.
Mm-mm-mm. Lord have mercy, y'all. So yeah, at this point, he still was trying to tell her, "I'ma leave the door open."
But
He
you
was
done locked
still
it down.
trying to say he was gonna leave that damn door open. Okay, Zach, do not give up. And she pretty much was like, "Well, you're gonna have a burglar or somebody else coming up in there that you don't want." And she just still drives away. And it was funny because Mama gave him a little Tupperware to go plate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a call and it's Connie, and he's like, "Yeah, not right now, Connie. Okay, I'm not in the mood." So he don't answer that, and he go ahead, to go home. She already left to go home, so of course, um, Miss Damn Angela is here waiting on her when she get home. Like, if she just, had to know that she was getting home and what happened and everything. I've been waiting to hear from you, okay? Because I gotta have the details. You gotta
Nosy.
spill the tea.
She
Mm.
stay nosy.
Mhm.
Just stay
um,
nosy.
she also says that she got this date plan, so it's like I don't think she really was expecting her to come back home.
Mm-mm. She
She's like,
thought
"You
that,
sure you don't want to go over there?" Seemed like she was trying to get rid of her a little bit.
yeah, she was because she was trying to see old Sam. Sam.
Hmm. So Fatima said, "Nah, she wasn't going nowhere. She still was gonna stay and take her a nice hot bath and put her headphones on so she ain't gotta hear no noises." Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I did not remember that. Her female parts, yeah, okay. Oh Lord,
Don said, "I'm so sick of that line." He told Kieran. Did he tell Kieran the same thing or something? In
which one? That line first. Cameron now Zach. It just seems like Zach can't come up with nothing of his own.
is she talking about the leave the door open line or what?
Oh, Karen did say that. Oh God, I just realized that she sure enough did say that. And then it was like, you don't know who the hell gonna come through it. Yeah, and then that's when Fatima went.
Oh, okay, okay,
That's about to
okay.
come back too, y'all. Oh God, Sisters comes
What up,
back.
though, Brillo? What up? What up? What up, Brillo?
What
Brillo?
up? What up, Brillo? Thanks for coming through. um, yeah, Sisters comes back October 17th, and Oval comes back October 18th. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize they both was coming back the same time, y'all.
Yes. I saw that. Brillo said, "Man, y'all press almost as much as we, man. We be out here trying. We learn from you,
Trying,
Brill. Like,
yeah, we
yeah, we got to keep up
trying.
with you."
Definitely trying to get it in. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
y'all. Um,
You
we
gonna
are
be
almost
busy. Dang.
at the end, y'all.
Cause don't you do the oval too, don't you?
Yeah, I do the Oval. That show make me laugh though. It's not like
Hmm.
Sisters where it stressed me out. That gives me a good old laugh.
Yeah.
I don't take that too serious. They a hot mess.
Reverse those dates, Tamika.
Oh, okay.
The 17th and the 18th. Okay, yeah, because the
Okay.
17th I think is oval. Yeah.
Okay. I know I wrote it down. Yeah,
Because I
brother,
saw it
we
on
be
somebody's
trying
thing.
to get this work in, man. I be tired some days. I ain't even gonna lie. Thank you. She says she tolerates this and skip over. Okay. Listen, the Oval cracks me up on Monique.
It's
I'll be
funny.
in here cracking up. Okay.
Girl, I don't Monique, I don't know if it was supposed to be a comedy, but it turned into one.
It really did.
Really.
So we get home, and of course, we got your girl Connie standing outside. I said, well, good thing Fatima didn't come back home with him.
Yes.
But now we find out something going down with Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is gonna be another hurdle that Zach gotta go through. And who he
Yeah.
gonna call? Who will have to be
Fatima.
there to comfort him in his time of need?
Okay, I hope he do right. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that last time that oh gosh. But we do see in the trailer where this is when she had that green on. This is when they're at the hospital. So I guess we are
Mm-hmm.
about to get into
Yeah.
that situation. So Zach is about to have a whole nother thing that
Right.
happens. And then I'm still kind of confused on in the trailer also when they talk about, I think this is the trailer where they talk about the money. Which has had my wheels
Yes.
spinning because I'm like, if we said a hard no, does Bryce do something? Like I'm just been thinking ahead, like, does Bryce do
Right.
something?
That's
Does
what
he
I'm
move
trying to
forward?
figure out
Like
too.
what
Like,
happened?
I hope Bryce ain't done went and touched this man's account or some freaking craziness
Mhm.
like that. That would really irritate the hell out of me, y'all. I hope that's not what it's gonna be. I really do.
Exactly.
I hope that's not what we got going down, y'all.
Mhm. I
But we
hope
gonna
not
have to
either.
wait and see. And it looks like his mother's gonna be in some really bad, condition too. So I know it's
Yeah.
gonna be a whole bunch of emotions surrounding that. Like on the one hand, at least he got to go and tell her, everything he was feeling with the whole therapy thing. On the other hand, it's still his mother. So he's gonna
Yeah.
definitely be, in his feelings with that.
Yeah. It's gonna
Lord
be
have mercy.
crazy.
Yeah. Let me read some of y'all comments.
And that's gonna be the true test of time too, when you think about it. Like
Yes.
he's really gonna need to lean on that therapy. And is this gonna be the moment where he backs out of it? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need Zach reverting. We need him to really get in there and lean into therapy because if his mom is about to be in a coma,
Mhm.
he can't lean on Fatima. Like that's the thing.
Mhm.
He gonna have to deal with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Definitely.
You right about
Yeah.
that.
I'm so tired of them with this, but we gotta, I guess, keep it going, child. Cause I mean, if you watch Sisters, you already pretty much can sum up how all of this is going. But if you don't, then read in between the lines, honey. Oh God, it's just like a hot mess. But I still keep coming back for it.
Yeah. Listen, right now, TP giving us all this entertainment. We just gotta take
Hmm.
it.
Candy Love said, "Boy, it's his mother. How did she get there? Don't you get your yes, Mariah." I'm assuming she probably took like a Uber or something there because obviously she ain't driving and she done called him and made her way there and was waiting outside his door and then still ain't tell him nothing but it's your mother and was ready to get in the car. So, child, I
Exactly.
don't
I was like, what? I like, where your car?
know.
Where's your
Right?
car?
How the hell did she even get over there?
She thought my Connie got Uber money. Listen, Connie out there hustling. Don't play with her.
Right. She definitely seemed like she got some hustle in her more than Nate do.
That's for
Child,
sure.
Nate out here.
Who
Definitely.
you may
So
gotta
yeah,
call his
it
Uber.
was a decent episode. It wasn't nothing too spectacular, but I am glad Fatima still stood her ground, put herself
Yeah.
first. I think that's important. I would like
Yeah.
to see more of Zach doing something damn productive, and I'm just so annoyed with this whole Bryce situation. So I am curious to see what's gonna happen with this money situation. I know I probably mentioned this at least 5 times before, but when they first brought this character Bryce in, he reminded me so much of the character Jake from Sisters, and I thought it was going to be a similar dynamic because Jake was somebody that also worked with Gary, who Bryce also has worked with Gary, and then it was like he was being extra nice to Zach. He always seemed to know these investments for him to do. He was helping him. He would be offering to pay for certain things to help him out. And I thought it was going to be kind of a similar dynamic. So at one point, I was even like, well, why didn't just bring Jake over here? But I think he even stopped being on Sisters. So he probably, end up doing something else, get on another show, whatever. But once they brought in the whole Bryce kissing him and all this other nonsense, it was like, okay, yeah, no, this is going in a completely opposite direction that I did not see coming. And now we got to keep hearing about the kiss every minute. And if it ain't that, it's this investment, you're gonna lose out on it. And how would Bryce even get a hold of his money? Like if he did that, then it ain't no coming back from it at all. So I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. The only thing I can think
It's
about
just too
is
much.
if they have like maybe like I mean, they do work together. Like, I don't know. I just don't know exactly how or if he would force. Like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be something that he's going to do something shady with Zach's money. I feel like that's what it
Mm-hmm.
keeps leading up to.
Right, the way they show it in the preview.
Yeah, but it could be something different. Maybe Zach changes his mind. Maybe I don't know, but I hope he doesn't. I would much rather see the shadiness of Bryce instead of them trying to make him to be this. Like if he
Mm-hmm.
gonna be shady, let him be shady. If we gonna have another antagonist that's out here doing shady shit, just go ahead and let him show up. Like, let's just do it. Let's move on so I can talk shit about him.
Oh, unit. Wait, I'm sorry, y'all. This comments is going fast. Um, she says I was thinking Bryce was gambling and he had big trouble and in need of money. That would be interesting. I mean, it ain't good for that because all his money look like it's about to be up out of here. But that would definitely be interesting. Monique says she never trusted Bryce. And Candy Love agrees. She said, yeah, always been something up with Bryce. Sherry says, do you ladies think that Zach will ever support Fatima or will she continue to be
Hey, what in the world? Girl, something
barrage
crazy
with
going
Zach's
on outside here.
baggage? Um, to be honest with you, I don't know. Cause like to me, and listen, I'm a Tyler Perry fan. I watch a lot of his shows. I watched a lot that's no longer on, and I watched some that's still on. And over time, he have a tendency of switching characters up and turning them. They could start out one way. In my opinion, what made us like Zatima in the first place and get into them, and them moving on to having their own show and all of that. I feel like we moving away from that right now. I'm feeling like this is starting to turn into a whole nother thing. So I'm just along for the ride, just like all the rest of y'all. I have no clue. I feel like he have good intentions and he definitely do love her. And if he can really work on a lot of these issues he have, which is a whole daggone lot, it's not impossible. But if we still gonna have like 10,000 crazy things thrown in the mix and we gonna still keep these friendships that's obviously negative and you know what I mean, having those different aspects, then are we really gonna see a change? I mean, let's be real. I'm just saying, unless those things change, I don't know. And he ain't gonna make it where everything is good. And even in life, everything is not always good. You always have different obstacles and things you have to go through. But I feel like right now this has been like extra, 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 especially for a new relationship. Like, how many of us would really stick around for all these different things in a brand new relationship? Maybe if it was years invested
That's
and
different.
then stuff started getting a little crazy, but brand new?
Yeah, brand new. I would have dipped out a long time ago. I've been like, you know what, bruh? I'ma holla at you though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And even with Paul, like I said, ain't no way in the world if I go spend the night at your house and you start calling another girl name, I got to see you
bye.
later, bro. I got to see you later, okay?
She would have woke
Yeah.
up and I would have been gone.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I definitely do want to see more of the therapy, and I think he gonna need that therapy, especially for whatever's about to come up with Mama. So yeah, y'all, I'm looking forward to see what's gonna be happening next with that. But EJ, that was the team, okay? Tell the people what you got coming up next, what they can look forward to.
So of course, we got our movie night tomorrow on Thursday, and then I don't know. I'll probably just be uploading a couple of videos, like as like quick chats as some of the new shows come out, like when Zatima come on Thursday, when Power come on, and The Shy and stuff like that. That's kind of where I'm at right now, and kind of trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to be reviewing. As far as because it's just so much. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it's like so much stuff out there right now. I'm trying to figure out exactly because I know we got all the powers are coming up. They always gonna be out there.
Right.
But I'm just trying to find some other stuff to throw in the mix. But for
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm just gonna keep doing what we're doing and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna be getting busy. Yes, and you know what? This is a story that I wanted to see more of, but I'm feeling like we're gonna see more as far as his son and sisters, because in sisters they were already in the process of him trying to do something as far as custody, trying to get visitation rights, things of that nature. And so I'm assuming we're gonna see more of that there. But I would have liked us to focus, if it was just me, I know it's not, just my critique, I would have liked to see him focusing more on himself, his therapy, and definitely this baby, this child, because it looked like this baby might possibly be being abused. So we ain't got time for shenanigans playing around with Nate and Tony and this and that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger
Yeah,
stuff going on. So I would have liked to see more focus where that's concerned. And I
yeah,
think that's going to help him to kind of have to man up and, focus on things too. Because if you plan on being in this child life, honey, that's going to take a whole lot there. So it's really bigger things that we could be getting into, in my opinion. That's one of the things I was saying before. But yeah, y'all, it's going to be interesting to see. As far as I go, pretty much the same thing like EJ, because we do the team together. We do the Shy and Force, me, her, and Moochie. Then we do the ladies' night every Thursday. Y'all make sure y'all come and check us out for that. Um, like I said, I don't know. I was thinking about doing American Horror Stories when that starts, but now I don't know because I'm like, I didn't realize Sisters in the Oval was right behind that. And then like November, I think we'll have Rap Ish. We're gonna be covering that. We're gonna be covering all the powers. So yeah, I gotta kind of reevaluate my schedule and figure some things out too. But we will definitely still be giving y'all some stuff to look at and come through and check out. Make sure that y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you were so inclined, if y'all come on the replay, let us know replay game you came by. Tell us what y'all thought about this episode. And
mhm,
yes, Candy, they definitely do get childish. They need some new friends, and at least it seemed like Fatima got at least somewhat of a friend. But in that corner, he don't even seem like he have one. It's like he gotta just depend on Fatima. So it would be nice if he had actually one real male friend that he could, confide in and lean on
lean
to
on.
outside of these ones that they have shown us. because they seem like trash. The family seem like trash. But thank y'all for coming through. Monique 69 Ways. Thank you as always. Candy Love, Dawn Walton, Sherry. I definitely appreciate all of y'all. Moochie stopped in, Brillo stopped in, Zaria, Savannah.
Take a boo.
Yes, Tika was in the building. Definitely appreciate y'all. And we will catch y'all the next time. Toodaloo.